more. I hope you will. These are those rhombohedron crystals in your pineal gland. When those crystals become electrically activated, all of a sudden they start calling energy back to them, and they begin to build their own electromagnetic field. We're seeing common people around the world becoming supernatural when they follow this formula. They're healing themselves, they're creating new jobs, new opportunities, and they're having mystical experiences, and they look
Mystical experiences. It's just like magic. Oh my god.
The plan that we're unveiling today sends a very strong message with regards to the importance of education in Quebec society. I would say this is one of the purposes of this announcement of this morning, is to stress
Who the fuck
that
is this?
education is a sacred value in Quebec society, and we need to do everything we can to help the students to catch up and overcome the delays in the teaching and the learning that they have suffered because of the strikes. With regards to the spring break, it is part of the plan, because it is possible for the schools to present a plan which will the school to be open and for the school to offer catching up activities, if we may call them.
Alvin or my rod.
The first reason being that it does not belong to me. I do not have the power to convert spring break into a week of teaching. That belongs to the local collective agreements. They need to be negotiated with the unions and the local. There are ways to basically make it almost a normal year.
Where's my rod?
Yeah. The problem, obviously, is with the students that suffered a month of strike. And for those students, we're taking these measures to bring them to par as much as possible with the rest of the students in Quebec. And we're, investing, and we're going to take all sorts of measures. You know the plan. Now, it's going to be the regular curriculum for all of the students in Quebec, whether you're FR or FSE, whether you suffered a month or whether you suffered 9 days of strike. But at the end, if you are in the secondary 4 or 5, the ministerial exams that you will be tested on will be on essential learnings, the way we did it with the pandemic, to allow for these students that suffered a month of strike not to be overly penalized because of this long strike that they had to live with. So that this is our way to kind of balance things up or out, whatever. The other thing that we're doing is we're diminishing the weight of these exams, these ministerial exams, on the final result, the way we did it during the pandemic. This is not to penalize the students that had to live with a month of strike. We will all work together. I mean, everyone understands that what has happened was tough on kids, was tough on our kids, and now I think that there will be a great mobilization of the teachers, of the schools, of the personnel, of the parents, the ministry, professionals. Everyone, I think, will work together to try to help as much as possible our students. So I'm very confident that by working together and sticking together, we will manage this operation to success.
Where's my rod? Yes, Idris is the black squirrel.
So you
you get all your investment advice over the phone?
That's just me. See Jerry over there? He does everything online.
Everything. Okay, but which way is best? The question is, which way is best for you? With BMO, you can get personalized online, in person, and over the phone with an advisor.
I like that.
Exactly, because confidence is always a good look.
So I'm thinking frosted tips.
Oh, that's good. Tips from her, advice from BMO.
Investment advice the way you want it. That's the BMO effect.
It's wonderful in this province that the minister, who's our finance minister, came out only a couple of days ago to say, by the way, this is our second consecutive. I understand we have Geneviève, yeah.
Blanchard.
Hi Geneviève, how are you? Good. So listen, can you fill us in? As I said, I know it wasn't terrible in Montreal, 500 or 600 people at the beginning. What happened in the townships?
Yeah, so there's been a lot of rain in the townships, lots of heavy snow also, so that would cause the vegetation to break and cause the outages. But this morning, we had about 30,000 clients that didn't have electricity, and currently we have about 15,000 people. So our teams are working hard. We have about 155 teams in the field that are working so that we can bring electricity as soon as possible for all the clients that are currently in outages.
Okay, and so obviously we have no idea how long this is going to take. Is this at least all done by the end of today, as far as you can imagine? Or?
So for sure, sometimes big outages can hide smaller outages, so we're working to see what the smaller outages could be. But for sure, most of the clients will have electricity by the end of the day.
Okay, what I'm curious about is I know that as the thaw was happening, like we had all that snow, the freezing rain and rain on top of it, it makes the snow heavy, right? It weighs it down. Now that things are gonna freeze again tonight, what does that do? Does that create an additional risk? Is there a fear here that things could get worse?
Not specific,
Yo, you guys were like, oh, it's not Christmas when there's snow.
So some parts of the
Snow?
have about,
Good with the snow now?
the rainfall is about 100 kilometers per hour. So that was our main concern, because that makes front falls with the heavy snow.
Can you
so
go eat that somewhere
the
else?
Snow will probably fall
Yeah.
because of the wind. So we're hoping to be
No,
able
fuck
to
you, you're dead.
I'm so sorry. To repair all the damages that's been done.
Okay. Look, it's 30,000 still an awful lot of people, and hopefully, as she said, all back by the end of the day.
One last quick question, Geneviève. We had a texter, a listener yesterday, who was on the highway and said they saw a ton of Hydro Ontario trucks headed for Quebec. Did we get support from Ontario this time around?
I don't have this information, but I know that some trucks that were going towards the United States, so it wasn't Hydro One truck, neither Hydro Quebec. So that's the information I have, but I could reconfirm the information.
Okay.
No worries.
Geneviève, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Geneviève is from Hydro Quebec, we're working on the situation in the township. By the way, I know sometimes we're kind of a bit of navel gazing for. Have you seen what is going on in parts of the U.S. right now?
I have in Florida. I have a friend who's in Florida right now on vacation, and she has been under a tornado watch.
Like you just said, now those trucks going towards the U.S., possibly coming through here. They're having a really bad time. And this is moving up the East Coast, and even in Burlington.
Yeah, fucking nice and get this fucking enclosed
So
like
that's
for
why it was a Saturday, I guess, at the tail end of it.
What are interested, at least for them, not for us, not complaining. So we had a couple small snowfalls up until apparently this weekend. 3:15, let's go to traffic, see what's going on Laser CJD and Under Traffic Center. Lorna, lighter volume today?
It is much lighter this afternoon, Aaron and Natasha, but we are seeing some standing water in some areas, so you do want to be careful if you have to venture out this afternoon. Southbound side of the Mercier Bridge, down to seeing a little bit of volume starting early on the westbound side of the 20, that has delays between Morgan and Neil Farrell. Westbound side of the Met, volume 2 between P-Nap and the Carry Interchange, also delays on the end, starting down Morgan, running back to the Torque Bridge. Eastbound side of the Tecan, that has delays Chateau Vaudreuil back to the Torque, also delays on the eastbound side of the Met between the Carry and Papineau. Southbound 25, you are losing a little bit of time to start Sherbrooke into the tunnel. A free coffee is always welcome. Stop by the Wazan Convenience Store with gas and get a free coffee when you fill out. Some conditions apply. See details at Wazan.
Let us know what you see on the road. Call in your tips to Starry Country. Your next report, yeah, 3:30.
Thank you, Lauren. This hour of Montreal Now is brought to you by Sight Unseen. The series premiere event begins after the NFL divisional playoffs on Sunday, the 21st of January at 10 p.m. Then it moves to its regular time slot of Mondays, 10 p.m. That's as of January 22nd on CTV, CTV.ca, and the CTV app. New episodes
They don't understand that white side unseen.
of Sight Unseen air Mondays at 10 p.m.
Playoffs on the 21st. Yeah, you get here. By the way, it's mild outside right now. I'm looking at the temps, plus 5.
Is it really?
Yeah,
It's
so
getting warmer
there you
and
go.
then
That's
it's
the
gonna,
good news, I guess.
no, but it's gonna get cold
I
overnight.
know, but I'm just saying, if they're gonna do snow removal now, at least it's happening, or, shoving stuff over, it's gonna start melting, at least at
The
this point.
sun is out right now.
I think that's afternoon. All right, what are we coming? You came across the story, so this is about dry January, so go ahead.
Yeah,
because
so-
I didn't see it.
I know a lot of people who do dry January. My dad does it every year, and my guy Dave does it too. So I was just wondering, what are the actual effects that it has on you? Does it work? Do you end up just drinking more after you take a break? And I stumbled across an article in Chatelaine magazine that said, "Is dry January really worth all the hype?" Rebecca Dow wrote it, and she's going to join us and walk us through it.
Of course, my first question was, there's still Chatelaine? I thought that was going
Oh, no, it's great. I get to down and it's
All right, take right, that's nice.
Join the Mitsubishi Motors movement and ignite your passion for adventure with an incredible lineup of SUVs waiting just for you. Like the Mitsubishi RVR, this fuel-efficient SUV matched with the industry's best warranty guarantees you worry-free miles for all your adventures that lie ahead. And right now, with plenty of RVRs in stock and a no-charge 2-year maintenance package available on all, the RVR is your go-to choice. Your adventure now, ready, set, go cold. Go Mitsubishi. Visit your local Mitsubishi dealer today. Conditions apply.
No.
I owe the government money,
I fucking
and
love
they
it.
want me to pay with gift cards. Wait, the government wouldn't ask me to pay with gift cards. That's a scam. Hang on.
Some scams are easy to spot. The signs at canada.ca/bscam. A message from the government of Canada.
Accent Insurance salutes you, smart home and auto owners everywhere. We worked hard to find the right home and the right car, but what about the right insurance? Accent makes it easy by shopping around for a solution that's right for you, and with combined home and auto insurance savings up to 30%. Accent Insurance Solutions, auto, home, and business. Right service 514-363-3636 or visit accentinsurance.com. Have you been thinking of moving to a retirement home or seniors residence? Liana Senior Transition Support can help. They'll find you the best option for independent living, assisted living, or long-term care based on your needs and organize an account.
I hate you people.
more alcohol, they go on the wagon for the whole month. And largely they do this
Wait, when you
because.
say you know them, do they actually do it, or they just talk about it?
No, my dad does it every
Really?
year, yeah, and Dave does it, sometimes he does it in like October, he chooses a month, but he does it, yeah, at least once or twice a year. And I think a lot of the time that people do it in January, it's because they've overindulged during the holidays, right? But does it work? And what kind of effect does it actually have your mental well-being, your mood? Does dry January actually do anything? That is the title of the piece Rebecca Dow wrote in Shadow Rain. She's a Toronto-based freelance journalist, and she joins us now. Hello, Rebecca. Hi, how's it going, Erin? Thanks for your time today. So, I mean, I think it's a great question out of debate, and I feel like I want to ask you, did you write about this because you were wanting to try it yourself, or you know people who've tried it?
I know people who try dry January. I actually do not do it. I'm not a super heavy drinker. I actually drink more, I would say, in summer holidays, but yeah, I was just interested in kind of the growing number of people who try January, also like the growing number of like kind of low ABV options out there that I'm
Okay, so the low alcohol, is that what?
Yeah, so low alcohol, so 0% beer.
Okay, yeah, I can't believe how many people are drinking. We call it no beer in our household. We've been doing it for years just because sometimes I want to have the taste of it without the buzz. But so many more people than ever are sober serious. But I'm wondering, in terms of the effects that this can have, or how, what it achieves, does that depend on how heavy a drinker you are?
Yeah, for sure. So anyone looking at that positive effects can do by January, we're just taking a break in terms of drinking. So for instance, like a health effect, this can actually make things like anxiety and depression a lot worse. Stopping drinking can also make your cognition and concentration better. But it also depends on how much you drink. If you're a more heavy drinker, it might take a while for you to actually see positive effects just because you have to kind of taper off, especially if you're feeling some like really heavy withdrawal symptoms. But if you're a more casual drinker, average drinker, let's say you drink a couple nights a week, then you'll see benefits pretty quickly.
Okay, what are some of those symptoms that you're talking about, withdrawal, like either mild or more extreme?
Yeah, for sure. So a mild withdrawal symptom, everyone kind of just feels like a hangover, dehydrated, bad mood, not feeling too good the next morning.
You mean like Tuesday? Okay.
And in terms of some of those more severe, you might feel fever, emaciation, and you might even experience fever.
What?
Whoa, okay, but that's in the more extreme circumstances. And then in terms of the positive effects, how soon do most people start to experience those, and what are those?
Not
Yeah, for sure. Typically, right away. If you ever, have a really bad night of drinking and you decide, I'm not going to drink for a while, you might first feel really hungover, but after a couple of days, you'll start to feel a lot more mental clarity. Your cognition will improve. Another huge benefit is that your sleep is going to improve. So sleeping actually is really bad. Drinking is actually really bad for our sleep because your body kind of metabolizes the alcohol. It wakes you up in the middle of the night. Also, you have to pee a lot more when you drink, so you get up in the middle of the night to go pee. And other physical benefits include being less caffeine and also having less acid stuff.
Okay, and then I
You
guess
think that would be reason enough? You list off all of those and you say, okay, that doesn't sound like a bad deal for a whole month, right? Being able to avert.
to reap those kinds of benefits, but it's temporary, right? That's the thing. And then I can't help but wonder, Rebecca, when people do dry January, does it mean they then end up overindulging? They're like waiting for the last day of the month, and then they go out and undo everything they've just done.
Not necessarily. And I guess that's kind of where the question of dry January and whether or not you should do it comes in. A lot of people take the New Year as a natural point in their life to kind of reevaluate the relationships that they have with alcohol or any other negative habits that they have in that vein. It's definitely a great time to kind of reestablish what kind of boundaries you want to have around alcohol and other substances, and not just means more soul searching. So if you're someone like me who I'm a pretty casual drinker, I really drink when I'm out, I can kind of bounce back and forth between drinking and not drinking, having periods of time where I drink more, periods of time where I don't drink at all. If you're someone who has toxic relationships with alcohol, dry January might be a good time to kind of think about your relationship with alcohol and then maybe seek professional help or set up some boundaries around drinking for yourself.
Right, especially if you're realizing that you're really struggling. Like if you just are really having a hard time not having that drink, then maybe that's an indicator that you do need
That
to
you're
work on
alcoholic.
there. In your article, Chatelaine, you give 4 tips for a successful dry January. Can you walk us through some of those?
Yeah, but first thing, most importantly, don't replace alcohol with another substance. Like, don't go and use cannabis edibles instead. It just kind of ruins the pattern of using with substances instead of building healthy habits. Next thing is get some friends to join you. Like I said, I am in a social center, and people usually drink during social situations, so it can be kind of hard to be a little sober person in the room. But doing our January, groups can not only be like a supportive network of people to lean back on if you're having a hard time, but also make it easier to
And that's so
socialize
pretty.
about drinking. You could also try and plan some events with your friends that don't have any drinking or go places where alcohol is there. So like movie theater where there's a lot. It's also a good example to try to build a internal for trapping mood and get with me. It can be hard to kind of reflect back on how you felt, especially while you're like this every day where you want to see if things have really positive effects. So keeping a daily journal of seeing how you feel can actually make it easier for you to look at because you can look back at even a week ago and say, oh yeah, I was feeling more relaxed, or I did sleep better, whatever it may be. And finally, if you're really struggling to stop drinking, if by getting rid of the struggle for you, it might be time to look for more support. So that might mean talking to a therapist or alcohol or seeking out other professional help.
Excellent advice and tips. I really appreciate your perspective on it, and it's cause for thought. Let's just say thank you for your time today, Rebecca.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. That's Rebecca Gallo, Toronto-based freelance journalist. This piece is called "Does Dry January actually do anything?" Is in Chatelaine
So you're just a casual girl. Were you thinking to do this for a whole month? Just give it up altogether? You drink 2-3 times a week.
Yeah, I try to not drink until Wednesday or Thursday. That's my normal. My norm is like I'll cheat every once in a while.
You guys are
Especially if
ridiculous.
I don't have a little drink. I've never tried to go an extended period of time. I've gone a couple of weeks.
This is fucking crazy. You guys are fucking nuts.
So that's funny to think that I actually went for about 2.5 years without drinking. And
What?
that didn't faze me.
Okay.
That's a good thing. You
And
can
yet-
do whatever you want. I guess I get going forward.
Well, I come from a family that
Has alcohol
do
abuse in it.
this, but I think that could be an issue, and so I've always been particularly careful in my consumption. I worry about it all the time, and Dave's like, the fact that you worry about it shows that you're up.
No.
Don't come
No,
forward.
no,
Don't have a shirt on.
Quite
You
the
have to, because I'm
opposite.
supposed to have it apparently.
If you're worried about it all the time, I
You sure?
think
I'm pretty sure.
And some of the
eventually your
bars,
brain's
you
gonna
have to explode. Yeah.
You're all right.
Alright. I can start your key. 3:31, Jason has your news, and we'll come back in really
Like,
nice
oh.
uplifting story that we're gonna share with you. That's coming up.
don't drink, don't drink, don't drink, don't drink. Like, that's a fucking problem.
Good afternoon, it's 3:31. I'm Jason Mayall for the CTV News Update. Breaking news right now. Health officials say the overcrowding in Quebec's emergency rooms will continue for much of the winter. When it comes to respiratory infections, 10,000 people go to an emergency room in Quebec every day. About half are lower priority and could be seen elsewhere. City of Montreal
What
is
does
launching a
that
snow removal operation at 7 tonight, so you'll need to keep an eye out for the no parking signs. The city will also continue to clear the snow and spread salt on the bridges. And a legal battle that continues to resolve over whether Israel's war against Hamas in Gaza amounts to genocide opens tomorrow at the UN's top court. The Canadian government has not expressed a position on the case, and Liberal MPs are divided on what stand the government should take. For the latest from CJAD from the Shopping Center, here's more later.
We're slowing down northbound to carry the volume starting in Queen area from the top, also delaying southbound 15 through Nuns Island. On the westbound side of the Met, you are losing some time via Curtis and the wrong end between Rockland and the Carry interchange. Westbound side of the T. The Latour Bridge also delays eastbound side of the T. They start after both right to the Latour. Eastbound side of the Met often on slowdowns there before carry through the Palpino. Now through Nelson Pierre and again Morgan in the Farrell. However, ask your doctor or nurse if the vaccination for pneumococcal pneumonia or Prevnar 20 is right for you. Learn more at Prevnar20.ca. Traffic and transit every 15 minutes on CJAB 800. Your next report.
Neutral Energy Weather Center forecast rainy and windy with fog patches. The high +3, mainly cloudy with a chance of rain showers or flurries this evening. Still windy, the low -6, the wind chill -12 overnight. And tomorrow, cloudy with a chance of flurries in the afternoon, the high -4, the wind chill -13. It's +5 downtown. Your next CTV news update is at 4 o'clock.
Complicated worlds, provincially.
Globally, Tom Mulcair is your voice of reason on CJAB 800.
One of Canada's top political leaders. Position leader.
Party leader, Tom Mulcair.
Weekday mornings at 7:35.
Brought to you by Guaranteed Industries.
Your heating, air conditioning, and humidification equipment. Industries, 514-342-3400. Everyone is put to the brink and everything changes on a new episode of Transplant, Friday at 9 on CTV. Are you worried about a loved one addicted to gambling? Do the gambling habits of a loved one have repercussions in your life? There is help. Call Gambling Help and Referral or chat via Gambling Help Dr. Beck. Confidential.
Everyone loves Italian food, and you can bring delicious and authentic Italian food home from Restaurant Dimena. They've been serving the East End's best Italian dishes since 1971. Order your favorites for delivery or counter pickup, or better yet, load your freezer with famous Montreal-style pizzas or lasagnas, pastas, sauces, and more to make dinner easy and delicious. Visit Dimena.com to see the full menu today. Restaurant Dimena, your new favorite Italian restaurant in St. Leonard. Struggling with debt? Let mortgage experts Brandon Martin guide you in refinancing your home to consolidate debt.
Their debt consolidation strategies help you regain financial control, combining debts into one manageable payment.
Imagine a single payment with a lower interest rate. Retailer plans to fit your financial objectives.
Brandon Martin's expert advice is free, so don't let debt overwhelm you. Visit BrandonMartin.com, your pathway to financial freedom. Brandon Martin Mortgages, part of Mortgage Intelligence, are here for you.
Should the objective override the moral implications, moral problems? Well, the objective of the agency in general is to get and make sure the policymakers understand it. When you present this information, you are diverging from that objective, and I think probably in retrospect, it was very counterproductive. And the XBI isn't opposed to the disinformation activities in which I was involved. I admit that I was involved, and I think it served no useful purpose. Propagandizing the American public or Congress are not the CIA's job. As to the morality of what the CIA was doing, or that particular, the war was a very relative thing. It was a relativistic environment. Morality seldom came into play when we were operating in the field.
I think we're gonna do that. Wait.
That may sound pretty shocking to somebody, but what if morality without a master agent? Would that mean that it being to recruit them and stay away from disinformation?
It would have been more appropriate for Mr. Trudeau, Prime Minister of
Yes.
Canada, to address this House according to Article 144, an article which was specifically designed to debate violations of human rights, democracy, and the rule of law, which is clearly the case with Mr. Trudeau. The Prime Minister, who openly admires the Chinese-based dictatorship, who tramples on fundamental rights by persecuting and criminalizing his own citizens as terrorists, just because they dared to stand up to the perverted concept of democracy, should not be allowed to speak in this House at all. Mr. Trudeau, you are a disgrace for any democracy. Please spare us your presence.
Oh, I know. God, we all do the same fucking thing. Let's stop. Stop doing things.
But the answer to war is not small war, it's peace. And peace isn't delivered by the power of a gun, it's delivered by diplomacy, by China. You can wish away your continent's history. We share a continent with Russia. We will sit down with Russia. There will be a negotiated peace, and this organization
Yeah.
will be promoted
Get him.
rather than
I like this chick. She's great.
It makes me sick to be honest with you.
Good for you, really. I feminine. Not feminine. I fucking it.
We become involved when disinformation poses a threat to the security of our country. It is when it is connected to a threat to our country. It could be a threat that is connected to violence. And with this working group does, with this working group does, the something that I think would want to do, which is take a look at the work, disinformation work that our department has done, and ask the question, do we have policies? Do we have guardrails? Do we have, here's the problem, we can't even agree what disinformation is. You can't even agree that disinformation, so what's disinformation to steal about, you can't agree with that. How many actually know an agreement on what is disinformation and what y'all don't believe? Senator, I have 2 points if I may, finish. Number one, that what this office, what this working group does, it's not office, what this working group does is ensure that there are guardrails, definitions, standards to make sure that the free speech rights, the civil rights, liberalism, and privacy rights of individuals are not invaded. You've been covered, you've been covered,
Okay.
And number two, if your proposition and our policies with respect to our policies to apply to political violence. I think you've got no idea what disinformation is. Not only the government, but the greatest problem with disinformation is in the world. U.S. government. Are you familiar with Mac?
Oh shit, Sherlock.
Are you familiar with the government voice? Are you familiar with Iran conflict? You think we can't determine, speech by traffic versus disinformation? You think the American people are so stupid they do this? They don't know what the truth is?
Yeah, no, the government's sending me a text. They want me to pay a bill with fucking gift cards. That's how stupid our government thinks we are. They think that there's actually people that are actually like, I guess you should pay government now on my gift card. I generally don't think she really knows how fucking pretentious she is when she speaks to people.
Hey everyone, just as a reminder, hey, our show starts at 4 p.m.
Not a few, like 20.
Totally true. And I work very hard on every morning to get a cup of coffee, putting the story on the all you need to do is go to our website, just go back to the document, and put in your email address, so you don't ever send your email to anyone. And then you'll receive a welcome email. All you need to do is verify your email. And it's about 5 or 10 minutes, so you can get all your cup of coffee, and you can get 4 or 5 of these stories. This is you kind of have fun with it, and you know, and you get it's also a great way to on some of these platforms before, where we haven't been allowed to post anything, not even a community post. So the only way for us to stay connected with you is our newsletter. We were able to send out a newsletter and say, hey everyone, we're blocked for next week, and let you know that it's actually going on. Anyway, go to redacted.inc and sign up for the newsletter. And it's listening and we'll do a couple I was considering really live and see comfortable like yeah, entire discussion on global energy security, adequate oil supply to support global economic growth. That will be next shortly. And I'm doing all I can to get supply to the United States of America. It's already shared that urgency. Based on our discussions today, I expect to see early steps in the coming weeks. What does that mean? Does that mean thank you for the You killed 1 million people in Iraq. It's incredible that you have the brass neck to be sitting here now object, another, they're not.
There can be no doubt that Saddam Hussein has biological weapons of capability to rapidly produce more, many more. And he has the ability to dispense these lethal poisons and diseases in ways that can cause massive death and destruction. Biological weapons seem too terrible to contemplate. Chemical weapons are equally chilling. Unmoving, already laid out much of this, and it is documented all of us to do. Unstone's 1999 report on the subject. If we consider just one category of missing weapons, 6,500 bombs, Unmoving says the amount of chemical agent in them would be on the order of 1,000 tons. These quantities of chemical weapons are now unaccounted for. Dr. Blick says, quick that mustard gas is not normal. We're supposed to know what it did with it. We believe Saddam Hussein knows what he did with it. He did not come clean in the international community. We have evidence these weapons existed, but we don't have evidence from Iraq that they have been destroyed or where they are. That is what is still being done. Okay, this we're doing, everybody agrees we're doing, and it gets stopped. At that moment, we're an automatic pilot for this. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts. Now, I expect that. Well, the Secretary of State might have a slightly different problem. The Secretary of State person sitting there saying, I'm looking over there next side. I remember so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so, and the people on this side, they're all the ones who said they didn't want to use force. I'm going to have to go tell the president now that we should, for Secretary Cohen, unleash whatever it takes to get it done. And our military assessment is the same as the Navy. The Navy's assessment is privately held, publicly acknowledged, that their strikes alone aren't going to do this. Saddam's right in the table on this. So, now here's the deal. I recommend the president have at it and let the chips fall where they may. A reasonable position for the Secretary of Defense, the Secretary of State to take. But I respectfully suggest, Dr. Nation, I respectfully suggest they have a responsibility slightly above your pay grade. Slightly above your pay grade. Decide whether or not to take the nation to war alone. Or to take the nation to war take the nation to war half. That's a big mistake. That's why they get those. That's why they get the limos and you don't.
Wow.
I mean this sincerely. I'm not trying to be flip. Because I think that's what I said at the outset. The reason why I'm glad you did this, we should come to our milk. We should make a decision. But in terms of whether the Secretary of State has no more to consider than you do as the arms inspector, you didn't get my job done, get me in. Period. Make the deal, right? That's the deal. Deal's the deal. Get me in. Scott Ritter, I'm ready to go. That's not how it works. Maybe it should work that way. But wouldn't you acknowledge, if you were President of the United States and Secretary of State, you'd sit there and say, now, okay, well, Scott's pointing to get in. We said he should get in. We want him to get in. It's important that he does get in. They're not going to let him in. So what are we going to do now? We know that France and Russia are going to be with us.
Right.
And China's not. They've already run those trash turnouts there. I'm not sure what the United States Senate is, but have at it, boys. By the way, Scott's boys say air power's not enough. I think it's a legitimate debate, Scott, Major. I think it's a legitimate debate. But I don't You had somebody up there at state saying, look, I'm going to lose a lot of disagreement. We're going to let this guy out there hanging. We're not missing. It's a very practical decision. Same kind of decision General Powell made. Same kind of decision President Bush made. Every president, every secretary of state is doing. Like I said, they get paid more than you. Their job's a hell of a lot more complicated than yours. They may make the wrong decision. You brought it to light. We should address it. We should stay straight up where we are. We should do it. For that,
Oh, poor Rod.
where are you going? I said, we're going to war with Iraq. Why? He said, I don't know.
Oh, poor boy.
He said, I guess they don't know what else to do. He said, I
You're
guess
so
it's
poor,
like,
baby.
we don't
Look at that, actually.
take down government.
Okay.
And he said, I guess they're the only two he has in the hammer who probably makes it look like a nail. So I came back to see him a few weeks later, and by that time we were gone in Afghanistan. I said, are we still going to war with Iraq? He said, oh, it's worse than that. I said, I just got this down from upstairs from the Secretary of Defense office today. And he said, this is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years. Starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Iran.
Hey everyone, Clayton here. The show is going to start at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. I should remind you that we have a VIP community, a redacted VIP. This show is totally free if you're watching it. You can subscribe here on YouTube on Rumble. Totally free. But if you'd like to support Infant Journalism, we are run by you. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do this show. We wouldn't be able to hire a team of we wouldn't be able to afford the servers that we have. We wouldn't be able to afford the reporters that we have, the team that we have. So you can support us by going to the adopted on the screen. On the right side of the screen, just do a VIP community button. Just click that, and you can support us. A lot of cool content, really interviews that no one else gets to, live stream, all support of the community. So yeah, really free to watch it. If you do want to support the same thing, we really appreciate it. Come on over to the please click on that community button and decide if you want to totally appreciate it. Meanwhile, the show will start in just a few moments.
Whatever our hopes may be in the future, or reducing this threat, or getting rid of it, there is no escaping either the gravity or the totality of the challenge to our survival and to our security. The challenge that confronts us in unaccustomed ways in every sphere of human activity. This deadly challenge imposes upon our society 2 requirements of direct concern, both to the past and to the present. 2 requirements that may seem almost contradictory in tone, but which must be reconciled and fulfilled with the autumn national peril. First is the need for far greater public information. Second is the need for far greater official secrecy. With every word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, the people, inherently and historically opposed to secret society.
secret oath and the secret proceedings. We decided long ago that the dangers of excessive and unwarranted concealment of pertinent facts far outweigh the dangers which are cited to justify it. Even today, there is little value in opposing the threat of exposed violence or imitating the contrary. Even today, there is little value in ensuring the survival of our nation if our traditions do not survive with it. And there is very grave danger that an announced need for increased security will be very limited to the that I do not intend to commit to the extent of the control. And no official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, civilian or military, will interpret my words here tonight. Excuse protecting the news, cycle consent, cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press to the public facts they deserve to know.
Hey boys and girls, welcome into Redacted, all you two-gendered people out there. I'm Clayton Morris.
I'm Natalie Morris.
And on this show, we cover the stories of mainstream media largely ignored. Tonight, we're going to look at a couple of different media-related pieces. Specifically, we're going to look at CNN censoring their Gaza coverage and admitting to it, admitting that, yeah, they have to run some things up the flagpole before they can actually allow it to be broadcast, and we'll talk about that.
Why that war and not other wars? For instance, why don't they ask Russia how they're going to cover the Ukraine war?
Mr. Putin, can you sign off on our coverage here in the Ukraine war, and we'll allow it to be broadcast?
We're also going to talk about invasion of New York City, how students at a high school are being asked to go virtual because that school now is being used to house undocumented immigrants. What's happening?
Also, is Sweden preparing for war? Yeah, they are. And Nikki Haley says that Poland is next. Putin is going to attack Poland and the Baltics. That's why we need to supply as much money and weapons as we can to Ukraine. And this afternoon, President Putin of Russia flew first visit ever right up against the United States border that had a lot of folks in America going, what is he doing in the Arctic? Why is Mr. Putin going to the Arctic? What's happening here? All of that and more. It's Redacted starts right now. Yeah, so Putin, apparently, according to today, Putin is launching massive attacks. Poland and the Baltics ready to be destroyed. He's going to invade these areas next, unless we supply money and weapons to Ukraine to make sure we're on the verge of something big in the Baltics, according to Nikki Haley and his warmongers. We'll get to the heart of all of that. Become a link to the daily newsletters.
Right, I'll tell you about that. You can find it at redacted.inc. A lot of times when we talk about these stories, we give you a heads up in the newsletter. It comes out in the earlier morning, and the show comes out in the afternoon. So it's totally free. You just go to redacted.inc, put in your email address, and then click the authentication email. And it is not behind any kind of paywalls. There's no level of subscription that we ask you to upgrade to. Totally free. Maybe sometimes we link you to something that's behind someone else's paywall, but we are not asking you for money. So if you ever get a redacted newsletter asking you for money, that's not it. This is a free newsletter. It's meant to keep you informed, keep you slightly entertained, perhaps, and keep you ready to be on the show later in the afternoon. So redacted.inc, and we try really hard to make sure that you have original links to all the sources that we talk about, so that you can form your own opinion about the news. We have no agenda here other than just to be good, studious citizens of the world.
That's right, thinkers and readers, and learning about what's going on in this crazy world and navigating it together. And we look at all sorts of things. We look at all different sources from all different angles and really try to navigate all of this clown world together. I see a lot of great people here in the chat. Let us know where you're joining us from tonight. Drop it in the chat here. I saw Jody Brooks said hi to the Redacted team. Everyone in the chat. I hope everyone's doing well today. Love your video news channel, Jody from the United States. Good, Jody. Good to see you. Someone keeps asking about challenge coins. Mark Lafitte, I want to know what these challenge coins are, because I asked our team last night. I saw Mark was asking, Nick Lafitte was saying, we need redacted challenge coins. What is a challenge coin?
I don't know.
Like, I played a lot of tabletop games growing up, and with dice and stuff like that. And I've never heard, I don't know what challenge coins are.
I don't either, because someone on Rumble says it looks like I have 5 heads today, so we can't give every comment.
You have 5 heads?
That just means because I pulled the bank over. Okay. I do have.
We're human beings, by the way. Yeah. If you do
You can't have my feelings with that kind of stuff. Go ahead.
If you do subscribe, though, while we're live, your name will pop up here on the big screen, like a Cool Cast Chris X. Hey, Cool Cast, Chris joined the rebellion. So thank you, Cool Cast, for joining us and subscribing. Go ahead, David.
I looked up what a challenge coin is. Coin or medallion bearing an organization's insignia or emblem and carried by the organization's members.
Oh, okay. Because
Kind of like Dumbledore's army.
Yeah, so I was thinking, like, when we would have members of Congress on the show, I don't know, members of Congress would come in to see and they would say, hey, Clayton, thanks for having me on the show, and they'd give me like a House of Representatives coin, right? Sometimes. So maybe that's what that is. Or members of the military, like generals, and they come and give me like a coin. Maybe that's what that is.
But in the Fifth Paragraph, they use symbols of Doris Army to communicate with each other. So when they do something that lights up or makes an insignia, they know to go and meet in room requirement. So maybe it's like a secret thing like that. And I mean, I'll just have to figure out how to do it.
want to be something that I can collect, and when I get enough of them, like I can then like challenge Clayton for his position as host, and I'm like, I can't do, and I slap my phone down on the table. Yeah, I'm love
Then you have to sit on camera, so.
Yeah, you have to turn a camera on. Yeah. Or you just do the show. The show is up to the show.
I'll go
Totally
find
different at that point. It'll be different. All right, let's get to the news, shall we? Got to get to tonight. War is coming to Scandinavia. Get ready, folks. Sweden is preparing for war against Russia. Sweden had been, of course, a neutral country. Remember when Sweden was a neutral country for hundreds of years? And nearly, country. And now you can throw that out the window, thanks to the expansion of NATO, of course, which will lead to a direct conflict with Russia. Putin has warned against it, saying they will not allow it.
no.
But NATO continues to want to push the boundaries and test it. I mean, how many of you guys watching right now think that Putin is bluffing? Like, Putin is bluffing with this idea? We will not allow NATO to move up to our back door.
You won't.
We're not going to allow.
You made that
Russia.
very fucking
Our
clear.
national security. It violates our national security. That's what he said. That's what most of the members of the Russian Federation have said. He's
I mean, look what we did.
I don't really
What we
lose.
did
We
with
don't
Cuba. Like, we wouldn't
have
allow
anything
that.
left.
We wouldn't allow any other country anywhere near, like Mexico or Cuba or Canada.
No, we just let them. We let thousands of them just come across our borders now. But yeah. But with the military, yeah, we can't have missiles in Cuba because it violates the Monroe Doctrine, our own document, by the way. So the Swedes have been told to prepare for war. I'm just going to read verbatim here, quoting this piece now. In a speech on Sunday, Sweden's foreign minister Tobias Billström said his country is expecting membership in NATO. It's the biggest change in Swedish security policy in more than 200 years. Billström warned that Russia will constitute a serious. So maybe
get fucking killed. You're all gonna die because he's a fucking idiot.
Bill, it's like a homeowners association.
Yeah. Right, so you've got to now get to funnel money and weapons into whatever boondoggle they want you to do around the world. You know,
I hope
now
you
need to
fucking-
throw a few $1 billion into the coffers.
Man, I sure as shit hope that I'm right about him being a good
Because
guy.
they're just having to keep
He
adding
seems like
members
pretty
to
okay.
the pyramid scheme.
I hope
Right?
sure
It's
as
like
shit
one
is
of those,
okay.
I'm trying to think of one of those pyramid schemes.
I don't know why he's a new kid did it.
Like Herbalife,
Yeah, Herbalife or,
Medicaid.
it's not, well, not, is it?
Yeah.
They have to like, keep adding new people.
Yes.
But then they monthly buy lipstick from you.
Yes, but you have to get more reps.
Yes, the real definition of pyramid scheme, it's not one. Because a pyramid scheme is like the person on top makes all the money. It's completely different. It's not the same.
That's another very thing.
Because that's where it gets its face.
Well, because I did MLM for many years.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, so no, I didn't think that one fell to the level of because you have normal. Anyway, my point is that NATO is a pyramid. Is it not like a pyramid scheme?
What was that?
It is like it at this point. It's about this.
why would you go from being a completely neutral country that nobody wants to mess with, and you're just fine, everything's going great, is it because you want American money, and all of a sudden you're going to put yourself in danger and then have to, like, like, hey, we're going to go attack Russia now for no reason. Let's go.
Please don't follow that right now.
I mean,
You're right.
it's the security measure. Like they feel like they need security. In security, Russia is going to now invade Sweden. No, Russia would attack Sweden if you become a member of NATO. You know,
Yeah, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like the occasion is Sweden joining NATO. So how can you need NATO to protect you from Russia when the provocation is joining NATO? It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
That makes no sense. So Billström warned that Russia will constitute a serious threat to the security of Sweden and Europe, he said. And for the foreseeable future. He added that Stockholm must be realistic and assume and be prepared for a drawn-out confrontation.
Oh, dear.
Echoing the sentiment, Mr. Powell Johnson said war can also come to us, claiming that Ukraine is acting as Europe's shield at the moment in conflict with Russia. See, that's how they...
No. Can we? Whoa. Oh, wow. It was unprecedented. It was not unprecedented, it was unprecedented.
Of course, the warmonger Nikki Haley is calling for direct confrontation. She absolutely is a member of the deep state, the military-industrial complex. They love her. You're certainly seeing all of these news articles now, all across NPR, the rise of Nikki Haley. How is she rising? She's only rising because the deep state and the military-industrial complex wants her to become president because she is their mouthpiece for war. Listen to her last night on how Poland is next. Poland and the Baltics. Putin is going to attack Poland and the Baltics.
Russia said once they take Ukraine, Poland and the Baltics are next. Those are NATO countries. That puts America at war. This is about preventing war. It's always been about preventing war. My husband is a combat veteran. He's deployed now. The last thing I want him or any of his military brothers and sisters to do is to go to war. But to avoid going to war, you have to prevent it. And just to support Ukraine, it only costs 3.5% of our defense budget. That's it. The Europeans have paid more, and they should. It's in their neighborhood. But this is about preventing war. And we have to make sure that we do everything we can to keep Americans safe and to keep our national security safe.
Yeah.
She's a liar. She's lying. That's a lie.
When did Russia say that they wanted Poland next? When did Russia even say that it wanted all of Ukraine? Russia didn't. Russia was asked to come in from the special military operation only into the regions that Ukraine had been bombing. They were asked by the mayors of those regions to please come in and help us because Ukraine won't stop attacking us as civilians. And they did. Russia never expressed interest for holding on to Ukraine.
How dare you speak badly?
Even Google Bard, which likes to argue with me all the time, acknowledges that Russia has never expressly said, which is totally biased. Feel free to say something. I'm sorry, I was screaming about all this.
Okay, that was me. The United States is the only country that prevents war with war.
Right.
Yeah, that's our motto. We prevent war by bringing war to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's an absolute liar.
That's a lie.
And the idea, of course, she says that her husband is deployed, and I absolutely wouldn't want us to go to war because, my husband, I don't want him to die. So the way that we do this, though, is we prevent war by bringing more weapons to the table. It has never worked for the United States. Ever. What the hell is she talking about, Phil?
I think that we really need to return to those days where.
Yeah.
I wonder just how much these people be screaming for war. It's like, okay, you want to continue this war in Ukraine, you're on the front lines. Go do it.
Right. Or if the president you voted for brings you to war, you would vote very differently, don't you think?
Yeah. Hans Starr says redacted is wrong. Russia wanted a land bridge to Crimea.
Russia, okay. Because again, Russia didn't go in specifically, they were asked to protect from
And
them.
also read the Minsk agreements, read the Minsk Accords, and understand who was upholding their side of the Minsk Accords, by the way, and who totally balked and used it as a scam. You know, Angela Merkel admitted later they had no intention of supporting the Minsk agreement.
I just want to know who told you that Russia wanted to land bridge to Crimea? And who told you the intentions? I'm just curious, where did you find that? It must have been a headline.
Yeah.
Not a real one.
Could you please send us the NPR article where you read that?
Yeah.
Ukraine blew up their own bridge, like, and blamed Russia. Remember
Right, yeah.
Anyway, but hey, I'll call you out.
Oh,
And,
super awkward.
Great, thank you for your opinion on that, but that's not a discussion about it, but it's not accurate. So Sweden is preparing for war. Nikki Haley is saying that Putin wants to invade Poland, wants to invade the Baltics, and that's his intention. He wants to then go all the way into the United States and take over Canada and the U.S., and that's really what happened. Of course, nothing could be further from the truth if you're paying attention. But meanwhile, another country which is faltering, and we now got confirmation, Germany, a country that, as by all accounts, was the largest economy in Europe, is now really, really struggling. Today, Bloomberg acknowledging that Germany has now entered a recession. Yes. Imagine that. Production declined from October, led by Capital Goods Intermediate Goods Statistics Office said on Tuesday. This is the 6th consecutive drop. Manufacturing continues to decline. See, that's what happens when your allies blow up your Nord Stream pipeline and your energy resources that you're relying on from Russia. You turn off your nuclear power plants, and then you have to fire up coal power plants again. And you're trying to rely on just solar and wind. And you're also shutting down your manufacturing base. Your electronics manufacturing, vehicle manufacturing, it's all declining in Germany. And even though we're using bad economic numbers, and this is the same thing with Biden, it's absolutely mental. They are mental patients. Olaf Scholz telling the EU, you guys need to really get serious about Ukraine. He's totally out of touch. The German Chancellor Olaf Scholz has to step up their military assistance to Ukraine, noting that his own country ranks second only to the United States in terms of weapons shipments to Kiev.
Maybe you should go outside and look at the protests and see how your people feel about that.
They don't want war.
They're asking.
Standing out in the freezing cold in Berlin right now, and they're telling you they do not want war or money going to war. They want money to help their own country in Germany. You wouldn't have to slash subsidies for farmers because you're sending money to Ukraine. I mean, they're totally out of touch. Literally on the same day you get this report about a recession, Olaf Scholz is telling we need to double down on sending more money and weapons to Ukraine. It's absolute madness. So according to reports out today, Ukraine is now actively going and stepping up their conscription efforts. They're stopping public transport, stopping buses, going on to public buses now, and trying to find people who are on these buses. Are you on public transport? Trying to take the bus? We're stopping you. We're going to do checks right now. Walk in. There we go. We're going to check and see if there's any young men on this bus. Anybody wearing an old man mask on here? And we're going to take you, and we're going to take you to the front lines and throw you right into the meat grinder.
I mean, this is something that the Wall Street Journal and New York Times are both admitting are happening now. This is something that people were called crazy and conspiracy theorists and Putin apologists for talking about for months and months. Now the mainstream media is finally admitting it and way to catch up. In the meantime, people have been dragged into wars they are not prepared for. They are not trained for.
No, they don't have the munitions. They don't have the weapons for it, and they're receiving no training at all. These people do not want to be a part of this. And meanwhile, the Ukrainian oligarchs who learned today are buying multi-million-dollar mansions in other countries, multi-million-dollar mansions in Germany.
What?
As reported today. So these same guys that are demanding these young men and they're dragging people off of buses to go fight, why are they buying mansions in other countries? Why don't they go fight? Now, according to reports today, Ukraine has ordered over 50,000 uniforms for women to fight. And we're putting out nice propaganda pieces so you can see what it looks like to be a woman fighting in Ukraine. You see the nice garb. This is what you'll get, ladies, in Ukraine. You know, you don't go to nightclubs anymore. All the men have died. So it's all, you know, there's no men left in Ukraine. So if you maybe want to meet a woman now, that's your only choice. And the best way to do that is to meet a woman on the front line. So we're going to share these different outfits. And this report today must be out of shoestrings and boots. She's wearing tennis shoes with no strings behind his neck. See, that's what women always notice the shoes.
David's not a woman.
Oh. But he always notices, he notices women's fashion.
He does. He likes.
Very aware of women's fashion.
Yeah, he always calls me up when I wear a beret. And I'm like, how do you know the word beret?
I never noticed the shoes. So David was very keen on seeing those shoes here in the snow. It was true. And so this report out today, a Ukrainian woman published this on social media saying that she's pregnant and she received a conscription letter from the government of Ukraine to go and fight. So she has to report for duty now. Listen.
Oh, wow.
Do you think they just don't know that she's pregnant?
I mean, you hope. I mean, you hope they give the office the benefit of the doubt, right? That she could send a letter and say, I'm pregnant, I'm sorry. And they'll probably make her come in and prove it.
Like jury duty.
Yeah. But here's more women showing off their new Ukrainian women's fashions, getting ready. Ukraine, because the men are all gone. This is what it looks like now in Ukraine. So, yeah, Putin, by the way, today showed up in the Arctic, right on the United States border for the very first time. And it was pretty interesting to watch. And this is his first trip there. It's incredibly difficult to get there on the United States border. And of course, there's a lot of connections to what Russia is doing right now in the Arctic, and the U.S. trying to ramp up efforts right now to try to build out new icebreaker ships because we are losing the race for the Arctic.
Oh, we're sending
that passageway, of course, if the Red Sea is disrupted, the Arctic passageway right now is the new trade route. China and Russia are doubling down on their efforts to move in that direction. So President Putin showing up in the Arctic to see what's going to happen there. And right on the Alaska border was President Putin today. Why is the office of the President of Russia flying right to the American border in Alaska? Let us know your thoughts on all of this. I'll continue to watch what happens with Nikki Haley and Poland, and Poland's about to be invaded. But I'm very curious on the Scandinavian piece of this. And a lot of people in the chat were saying, yes, if you read the Bill Meyer stuff, you go down and you study this, this has been foretold. This has been written about and documented. And now it's starting to come to. So don't be shocked when there is a war in Scandinavia and the pushing of NATO and NATO expansion right up to Russia's back door is the catalyst for all of this.
All right, well, we have more news to get to. We're going to talk about an invasion of New York City high schools when students are asked to go virtual learning because their high school is now being used to house underwear. And we're going to talk about defending the National Guard, how a new bill in New Hampshire would prevent the National Guard from being called up to any wars unless Congress declares war. Because guess what? Congress just keeps kind of skipping that part and risking American lives. And one veteran has had enough of it. We're going to talk to him coming up here in the show. On your resolutions with Factor, so you're ready for the new year, Factor's ready-to-eat meal delivery takes us through meal planning and sets you up for success in this new year. So skip the grocery stores, prep work, and cooking fatigue. Instead, get chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your door with over 35 meals to choose from per week, including options like keto, calorie smart, vegan, veggie, or whatever it is that's your dietary preference, plus over 55 weekly add-ons. You'll have tons of nutritious and flavorful options to kickstart your resolutions. And right now, Factor offers also loads of snack options like breakfasts, smoothies, juices, snacks, and more to keep you going no matter what's on your schedule. So skip the overpriced takeout trap. Factor is cheaper and more delicious than takeout. You can get chef-crafted restaurant-quality meals delivered right to your door. Plus, you don't have that, like, I don't know, where do you want to order from? What about you? Need food. Let's order up. Okay, what do you want?
The worst part is
I don't know.
we do that when we're hungry.
Yeah.
So we're already at the stage of being hungry.
Right.
And then we're like, and she's like, I want sushi. And I don't want sushi. That to me is like a snack.
You know, I want like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I want Indian food or I want something heavy.
Right, it's better when there's already a prepared meal and you know it's healthy, right?
Yeah.
So then you don't go through that, then you sit and wait for the delivery person and you track the Uber. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So head on over to factormeals.com/redacted50 and use code redacted50 to get 50% off. That's code redacted50 at factormeals.com/redacted50 for 50% off.
Thanks for our super chats. Russian Soul is the screen name of this $20 super chat. Says, I hope one day our people will find a way to live in peace. Vivek Ramaswamy appears to be the only hope on his side. They killed Kennedy. We have liberated Europe from fascism, but they will never forgive us for it, Foucault said. So thank you for that. Super chat.
There's another from Norway. Person, super chat, thank you, said, I live in Norway. Russia's never attacked us. We should maybe try to live in peace. I like that.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah, good
See,
idea.
Finland is not learning that lesson, so we'll see. Well, Scandinavian War and war over the Arctic is coming soon to war theater near you.
Yes, all right. Well, thank you for your comments very much. Well, a New York City high school is suffering from an invasion of immigrants. As students were informed, they will have to go to virtual learning today because the school was used to house undocumented migrants. The migrants had been living in a tent-like shelter, but they couldn't stay there because of severe East Coast storms. Politicians are saying, we told you that this would not work. You couldn't put people in tents as a permanent solution. We're going to show you this video of the migrants in the schools and the tents where they were living. But first, don't worry about it, though, because AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the representative from New York, she's got a solution, and she's going to tell you how to feel about this. So don't get yourself riled up. Let her explain it to you.
From all parts of the political spectrum, one of the biggest issues that we have when it comes to immigration is the fact that we have an undocumented population. Now, you can fix that by trying to build a wall, or you can fix that by trying to document people and create a path to citizenship.
What about the AOC?
You'll have folks that might say, look at these systems, you know, that our shelter system has weight and things like that. But one of the reasons that our public systems experience weight is because people don't have a documented and reliable path to work and sustain themselves. Just like all of our ancestors did and our grandparents and great.
Howard Shields, after she's applauded for saying document them, like, yeah, I really know how to tell them. They love me. I have all the answers.
They come here with no means at all, okay? They don't have a job. They come here with no means or skills. And they don't have a way to provide for the people to bring in with them.
Well, maybe
So
I
then
shouldn't
hold
say that. I don't know if they have skills.
Well, yeah, we don't know if they have skills.
Yeah.
Maybe they have hard skills. Maybe they know carpentry. Maybe they know farming. We don't know. The point is, though, they don't have any means to support themselves, right?
Right.
So they're coming here, and they're also bringing people with them that they can't support. So then her solution is just document them, get them into this.
Yeah,
And then suddenly they're going to just get full-time jobs and take care of themselves and be living, breathing members of society and contributing members of society.
Just like that.
Just like that. And never mind the fact that all of the health services and everything else that they're relying on in the United States is being sapped and tapped to provide for these individuals. When the people who are citizens, who are working a day job, and are providing for their families, and are paying taxes, by the way, and providing taxes for the police, paying into the system in a big way, and now those people are being pushed out and marginalized as a result of this.
Absolutely. And now so are our children. I feel kind of bad that I said they're not skilled. I didn't mean that. And I don't know how skilled these people are, right? We're not really being told why they're coming or what they're running from or anything like that. And of course, anybody can learn.
For being boy, and maybe they're all amazing software, and maybe they're all excellent with Excel spreadsheets. Maybe they are. We have no idea.
Yeah.
Because we don't know where they are. Once they come in, we lose them. We have no tracking of them. We don't know where they are.
Yeah, and I'm all for people having upward mobility. Absolutely, right? But I wonder in the situation said,
is that people will say, well, our shelters are burgeoning and we don't have the resources and this and that. Well, we don't right now. So how would the people that you're about to see on your screen having ID cards, driver's licenses, how would that help right now when kids can't go to school? So here is an image. This is a video. Too many migrants and can't go to school. Watch this video of a mother watching immigrants take over the school that her kids cannot go to tomorrow, which is today. This video was last night, and saying, okay, you're going to be here, so my kids cannot now.